All right. So, good evening, everyone. I hope now everyone is now able to hear me clearly. All right. Everyone who's saying that good evening and maybe not able to hear me, but now I think everything is clear and all the technical issues has been gone here. So, good evening, everyone. Let me just share you my screen as well so that we can interact it. Just one second. All right. So you guys can give me a confirmation over the chat itself that whether you guys are able to hear me or not. Okay. And by the yes, okay. I think now it is. I think it is audible and everything. So again, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience, but no worries. Again, we should not stop and we should not, you know, get distracted with these kind of technical issues. Sometimes it happens. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Ansh, Kiran, Shesh, Dhruv, and everyone who's joined in this particular meeting. Very welcome, everyone. So I'll just give you a brief introduction first of all before starting with this session. Okay. So my name is Aryan and I work in a fintech as well as in a edtech industry and been there in the data science and a data analyst for a quite longer time right now. So I would really appreciate if you guys can get some insights, get some ideas from me. That would be very great for you guys all. Okay. So welcome to this particular session, this particular webinar where we are going to have 3 days agenda. We are going to have it, okay? And I'll just give you a sum up of all ideas so that we'll be prepared with that mindset, right? So initially, in our very first date, we are going to study about the generative AI, what exactly it is, okay? The concept of generative AI. There is something called as core concept, sorry, concept 101 of our generative AI. So what exactly these core concepts are, and we'll discuss about each and every point of it. Like, okay, what, how, and why we need actually this generative AI in our current scenarios. And then we'll move to the another topic where we are gonna talk about different models, a slightly intro about architecture, because again, architecture is something that requires a detailed understanding. Okay, so since in this webinar I'll introduce you with everything, rest you can do your own research, you can understand, you can contact with the team, you guys can able to go deep into these concepts as well. And at the last day we are going to talk about one of a very important concept in our, or very one of a very important platform in our generative AI, that is what we call Hugging Face. Some of you might be heard about this Hugging Face, right? Anyone in the chat who must be aware about this Hugging Face AI? If I'll just give you a UI, huggingface.co, this particular web page, anyone who ever seen this kind of, this is what we call as an AI community. Now why we call this as an AI community? Because in this particular, this everyone must have heard about GitHub, right? GitHub. So this is a GitHub for our use cases. If you want to deploy your model, if you want to use your model and everything, this is the place, guys. Okay, the AI community. So this is the place where what we are going to see. And also we are going to learn about one of the very important topic called RAG. Okay, RAG. So RAG, I will show you the program also so that you can actually understand the logic of it. Again, the deep introduction and deep thought about it, like how we can build our own LLM and everything, requires a bit of time, because I think everyone who is available in this particular meeting, you must be aware about that AI is not a very small topic, right? AI can have multiple things. AI can have, if you see, AI is having a mixture of your machine learning, your deep learning concept, neural network, okay, and then neural network, then reinforcement learning, right? Everyone is aware about, right? And then if from like past few years, like 2017 2015, from that particular time, this generative AI is also become a part of our AI, right? So hopefully this is everyone must have a bit idea. So without wasting any time, let's discuss about what exactly the difference of this AI that we see, the traditional AI usually we call, and what is the difference between our generative AI. Anyone who have any idea, or if you guys are having idea, just match it with me and tell me whether you guys were correct or not. So first of all, we'll talk about a very important topic, traditional AI. क्या था ये? What exactly this traditional AI was? or is it is still in the practices right nowadays also, it's very much in a practice. So traditional AI, remember when whenever you think about, like, if you're a judge, or you're a business analyst, or any kind of analyst you are, now what your job is going to be, can I say you will be receiving some data, and based on that data you are going to recognize some patterns. Okay, see that is it is what kind of insights, what kind of idea you can get from a data, and from that thing you will be able to understand about what I can say, predictions. How many of you agree with this? Like, data hoga, first of all we'll get the data, then after that, after data we'll be having a pattern, and that after the pattern we'll analyze the pattern, we can predict something, right? And this was a concept of my traditional AI, where there was a models known as CNN, okay, RNN, recurrent neural network, LSTM was also a part of it. Okay, then after that ANN, artificial neural network. So these were the different type of neural network, or you can say AI models we were having, which included in this particular thing. What is AGI? AGI, where I have written AGI, I think this is what you are reading, right? It's RAG. AGI is nothing. Okay. Agentic AI, if you're talking about, we'll talk about that either. Okay. Chalo. So if everyone must be clear with the concept of our traditional AI, right? Jahan pe we used to have some data, we try to identify some pattern, and then we used to get some predictions, right? Clear, everyone? This point is clear. Now, what exactly generative AI is? Anyone have any idea? Any idea? Anything that you want to discuss about it? Anything that you might be aware about that I'm not, maybe? Anyone? Okay, what exactly this AI, generative AI is? Generative AI stands for. If I'm using a word generative, can I say it simply says that I'm generating something? I'm creating something that was never been created before. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? If I say that you have to create an image of an astronaut who is sad and sitting on the Saturn's moon. Now tell me one thing. No one is aware about Saturn's moon picture. No one is aware about how a sad astronaut will look like. But did I just give one prompt, one question, one query to my LLM and my model that is basically understanding the concept of what we can say this particular image that I want to generate. Up here, if you will see one thing, here if you will notice one thing, this hasn't never been done. So can I say generative AI is an AI tool that is going to generate new content, right? Exactly, generate something like text, audio, and videos. Correct, Muskan. So here, this generative AI is what? It will create some new content, it will create some new video, text, and nowadays, even a one single model can handle a lot of it, right? So this is what generative AI is. So hopefully the first concept, the first conclusion that we get here is traditional AI, that we also call as predictive AI, and generative AI concept. So no need to worry, guys. This is a file that I have prepared for all of you guys on Notion. Notion is one of a platform where you can track your uh, you know documents and everything. So I have prepared it. So I'll give it to you guys also, so that you guys can go on and understand and read it everything. Okay. So here, same thing. AI. AI is a broad term like a vehicle. Vehicle cannot be like a small term, right? Because in vehicle you can connect your bike and rocket also. Both are vehicle, but both are different and huge differences are there here. Okay. Similarly, we are having two key types. Okay. One is our traditional AI that we kept using for a very long time, and the another one is what we call as generative AI. Traditional AI क्या होता है? If you want to predict something, generative AI is what? When you want to create something that has never been created before. Okay, so same thing I given here with the same understanding here. Now, if you see what exactly, if I can give you a real life example, because you must be using this predictive AI, traditional AI somewhere. How? Anyone can tell me where? The example that you are able to you just saw in this note itself, that what it is. Have you seen whenever you try to write something on keyboard? I'm sorry. Whenever you try to write something on keyboard, and then there is a word suggestions. Ever seen that there are word suggestions like hey, I am, and you will say human or something, some kind of suggestions you'll be able to get, right? Or you must have observed one thing. Let's say if you write something wrong spelling, let's say words. I want to write words, but the spelling is wrong here, right? Now, my model is automatically going to understand this thing. Okay, this is written wrong because what is the closest one that I'm getting in my data that I have learned? The model will think this, that the data that I have learned, this was have similarity to this particular letter is having similarity to what word, right? So it will give you a suggestion that this is what it should be instead of what you just wrote. Yahi hai, this is the example of what we can say as our traditional or predictive AI. Traditional AI may we all exactly autocorrect system. Traditional AI may we have different kind of analogies, like you can say um, like different topics, like machine learning, maybe we are having supervised learning, unsupervised learning. Okay, then reinforcement learning, that is a complete different story, but still under the machine learning we gets. Then we are having deep learning concept where we are having RNN, okay, CNN. These are the different models for the classification, understanding, and same thing like which prediction should it does do. Okay, so this was what the example of my traditional AI. But if we talk about generative AI, you must be heard about these terms like, sorry, these terms like mid journey, kaha gaya? Mid journey, chat gpt, Gemini, everyone must have used it, right? Chat gpt, Gemini, mid journey, Dolly for the pictures and all, then music AI. Have you ever heard about an AI tool called suno.ai? I think on Instagrams and all nowadays these kind of AIs are very much popular. Ever heard? Acha, in simple way, have you ever heard like Modi, Narendra Modi is singing a song of, let's say, any movie songs? Ever heard? Right? कोई movie song अचानक से, like the our prime minister is singing and the voice of cricketers and all the MS Dhoni is singing, right? You must have seen this. Everything is being possible with the generative AI itself. Okay, so no worries, I'll tell you some of the tools also, because one more thing, guys, being good with the concepts is not only important in current generation. If we will talk about our generation, yes, at that moment, if I'll just directly learn it, if I'll directly post it up, if I'll just implement some of the concept that I have in my brain, it can be easy for cracking everything. But nowadays you guys need to know something called as vibe coding. This is a very new term, vibe coding, where you don't have to learn a lot of concepts. You just need to know how to align things together and when to use, collaborate with different AI tools and then implement it. And that is the where you can actually stand out from others as well. Okay. So here our Gen AI tool that we are going to learn a lot of times right now. Gen AI tools are going to help you a lot in this one. ठीक है. So generative AI is clear to everyone. Chat GPT generate text, DALL-E generate pictures. Similarly, Suno AI is going to generate music and songs and everything. So this is the all concepts that we need to be aware about. Moving to the next part, it's a quick comparison that you can check it. Like if you will see any kind of task, if anyone is doing, it is what traditional AI. But if you talk about someone who is creative, who's like a painter, who's like a artist, those are what creating something new, those are what my generative AI. अब अचानक से there's a very important question comes in your mind. You might have noticed कि sir, suddenly out of nowhere the generative AI peaked, or this chat GPT suddenly came into the pictures. When I started college at that time, suddenly generative AI came. Anyone have any idea कि ये हुआ क्यों, why it happened, why exactly this happened कि right now only generative AI got boomed? Because if I say generative AI was introduced in 2012 say, okay, from the 2012 itself the generative AI is in the boom. Now anyone who can say why, anyone who have any idea about it? Yes, I know. Great. Chalo, I'll tell you a brief analogy what exactly happened. So initially, normal AI we used to use. I'll just show you one. You can say tool also. First, very first AI in the world. Now, I'll give you one analogy, guys. You guys just have to go through it and you can understand it. Just 1 second. What was the name of that AI? I'm just forgetting it. Uh, Wait a second, guys. Mm-mm. In around, I think, 1980s or something, if I'm not wrong. Alan Turing computer note, this one, AI chatbot. Let me just show you one thing. And if there's one platform itself where we can actually analyze Elisa, correct. This was the name. I think Elisa is somewhere we are having also. Elisa chatbot. If I'll see, there is an official website. Yeah, this is the New Jersey Institute of Technology is being having this particular thing. I want you guys to just go and search right now also. If you will go to this particular thing, Elisa, what exactly it was. Elisa was basically a very first AI module or AI chatbot that was created. Okay, now what exactly this Elisa was? It was founded in this 19 something 1980s and 1990s itself. Okay, if I'm not sure, see 1970 where the Elisa was founded by a computer lab itself. Now what happened? See, understand what was the ideology of it. You know, in initial times, a lot of people goes to the therapy, right? इंडिया में तो इतना if we see in India it's not that much popular. लोग थेरेपी करने नहीं जाते. They don't take a therapy sessions, right? They are very much strong build, if I'll say so. But if I talk about in foreign countries and all different countries, you might be heard about ki there's a proper theory session, therapy sessions has been taken monthly with the entire family and all those things. वो होता था. Have you guys ever heard about it? Therapies that people used to go and get the therapies. So same way, it used to cost a lot. One particular session, one particular therapy session could have cost like 2000 rupees, sorry, 2000 and 1000 US dollar at that time. So what happened? Therapy was a very big thing. So what happened? Just to make contact with some with the people that they don't feel bored, they don't feel left out, the team of, I think, I don't know exactly, this particular New Jersey Institute of Education, they built this particular model called Elisa. Okay, now Elisa was basically a psychotherapist that was like a chatbot. Now this chatbot used to reply you. Can I say this is saying, hello, I'm Elisa, I'll be your therapist today. I'll say, hi, how are you? It gives me some answer, and it will give me answer. Would you prefer if I were not? Did you just saw one output here? What would you prefer if I were not? Yes. I see. Let's explore a bit than that a bit more. I am, let's say I'll try something. I want to lose my fat. Something like this. I want to lose my fat. This is a question that I ask right now. What would it mean if you got to lose your fat? Have you observed something? Anyone who can tell me कि ये idea क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पे? How this model is working? Because it's a very first model. I know that it can be using if else condition and all those things, but the concept is here. This particular model was built to make a human interact more with the machine so that they can feel like it's a real human. And for that period of time, it was able to successfully deal that. यहाँ पे if you see everything is basically repeating same thing, it's try to ask you questions only. It is not giving you, it is providing therapy. No, it's actually it's not giving you therapy. It's like asking you questions in such a way that you can speak more. If you will speak more, you will be feel more light. Counseling session. So ye tha, this was the idea, and that is the very first AI idea came into the picture. तो वहां से लेके, if you talk about the current scenarios, we have a lot advanced generative AI models. Agree, everyone? From this particular thing, if you compare your chatbot like Chat GPT, who use the bird or transformer concept architecture, those are very much updated, right? है ना? So that is where the revolution came. And when exactly the revolution came? When we got the concept of what? Chat GPT and all those things, specifically starting with what? GANs. Now, for those who are not aware about GANs, let me show you what exactly is AI. So, if you talk about GANs, GANs are the responsible person, a responsible model, which used to take, I'll show you what exactly it is. I'm going to take this image here and I'm going to paste it on that particular point so that you can understand what exactly the GANs were used for. So, copy image and I'm going to paste it here. All right. So see what the point of GANs was, guys. Anyone who's aware about GANs, cycle GANs, and all those things. For those who are not aware about, see, I'll tell you. This was used to be my real image. The very first generative model that we got was GANs. Again, I'll tell you, the very first model that we got for generating a new thing was called GANs. So it's like an AI that instigate the questions. Correct, Nikhil. It just asks questions, makes you feel that you are heard. You're able to being heard here, basically. ठीक है? And that's what they were able to success that particular point also. अब यहाँ पे see guys one thing. Understand the concept of GANs. GAN stands for what? If you have seen generative, or give me wait a second. What happened? Yeah, generative adversarial network. Up till this particular point, guys, correct, Abhinanda. See, till this particular point, that artificial intelligence were very much popular. Okay, neural networks, deep learning, activation function, the concept of mathematics and neural network, like a brain, how the human brain, human nerves work. Same way, they were somewhat able to create what we call as neural networks. Now, the new generation of neural network comes by the concept of a generative adversarial network called as GANs. Now, again, why I'm calling it as a deep learning concept? Because it uses what? It uses your concept of, you can say, neural networks. Okay, deep learning में neural network we study. So here, if you talk about real images, what happened? What used to happen? Understand, it's a very small and brief architecture about GANs. So here we used to provide some real image. एक नया image, एक image देते थे. We used to give a real image, and then it creates sample of that image. It creates sample of that image. Once the sample is being done, once the sample is being created, it gives to what? Discriminator, which will discriminate between something. Then after that, there is going to be some random input. You're going to feed some data. For example, there is a very popular example that I'm having one example of, let's say, there's a horse. Okay, I'm really bad at drawing, guys, but let's say this is a horse. Okay, let's say this is a horse, right? Now, this is the picture that it was a real image. Okay, this is a picture of a real horse. I gave it as a real image here. If you'll see, यहाँ पे real image. Now, this created a sample that we called as what we call as somewhat tweaked pictures. थोड़ा सा hesitated and tweaked picture. I'll show you. There's one file also that you can take references. Okay. So we used to generate some tweak pictures. Then after that, we give some generator. Now generator will be filled with some input. Inputs like, let's say I want to make this horse into zebra. I want to convert this horse picture into zebra. Okay, so zebra, I gave some zebra insights and inputs. Now generator is going to generate it, create the same kind of sample for that, and after that it will be going towards the discriminator, and once the discriminator is going to discriminate between the above two, and then after that it is going to do what? Check what? Discriminator loss and generator loss. Combining all of these together, you will be getting a new generated image where you are having a picture of zebra. Got it? This was the very first model where you are able to generate a new image. जैसे DALI है, we have DALI, we have Nano Banana. Have you ever heard about Nano Banana? I think it came last day, like I think day before yesterday only. Nano Banana. Anyone who ever heard about Nano Banana? Day before yesterday in itself, the Nano Banana came into the picture. It is the same as your DALI and all this image generation itself, but it is being generated by what? Your Google itself, and Google most advanced graphic or most advanced picture generated model is what? This Nano Banana. Okay, right now again you are having some free trials only. Acha, I'll show you one picture also. Just wait a second, guys. I'll show you one picture. Everyone must have heard about this painting called Van Gogh's Taste, Starry Night painting. Ever heard about this kind of paintings? Starry Night. Just wait a second. If I'll just able to paste it here. Wait a second, guys. So what is discriminator lose and genital lose? See, one thing I'll tell you, Muskan. See, whenever you generate something, whenever you give the sample of your original data and your sample data that is you're giving as an input, every time complete data was never being caught at that time. So sometimes some of the losses we used to get. कुछ values, there were some values that we used to lose, or कुछ values we used to, or it was not exactly perfect, because I told you, right, it was a very first model about our GAN, the generation of the image. So I'll show you know what exactly this new AI tools does. If you see here, Starry Night, if I just search Starry Night, you must be heard about this famous Dutch artist Van Gogh painting, right? Now what I did, I was thinking in my brain itself, say, "Ki, what, how would it look if this painting was real, drawn in the real world? In real world, how it would look?" And I was just thinking about it, and then I generated my video, one of the picture here from that particular model itself, that nano banana. And just give me 1 second, I'll show you. 1 second, just I'm gonna show you. Um, Hopefully my entire screen is visible to all of you guys. So if you see here, guys, this is what I have created. See, isn't it look so perfect? Isn't it look so perfect? I know that there can be some kind of not clear picture, not clear assumptions, but in the real world, if I talk about this picture, it really stands out. It surely stands out, right? Amazing. So that's the concept of what we can say about this generative AI tools, where nowadays, imagine from that model, GANs, cycle GANs, and those kind of GANs model that we used to learn, that model to now, which we are having like a transformers and all, those models are much more evolved. If I show you the output of cycle GAN, just give me 1 second. 1 second, guys, I'll show you एक video दिखाता हूँ. You must be able to see and understand what exactly the cycle GAN used to do. GANs, I say GANs, cycle GAN, GitHub Zebra. If I'll show you this one, I think this is the one. This is the official library, guys, which you can go and learn about the cycle GANs and gets. Okay, data sets are there, sample data sets and all. See, if you will be able to see, this was a horse video. This was the original video. If you are able to see, this was my original video that I'm having. We had, and it got converted into what, a zebra. Everyone is able to see, right? And this was the very first model that we implemented. We changed it through what, the generative one of the AI machines. See, this was a monet pictures converted into a real photo, then zebra into horse into zebra, summer into winter. All right, paintings, different kind of paintings from the photograph, and these were the input value, these were the output. This was the concept of what my GANs. Okay, then after that we also got a lot of different concepts of what you can say, transformers and all those things. Okay, so this is one of the evolution that you can say about my image generation AI tools. So initially we got to know about our GANs. Then after that, DALI came that worked on the different architectures, and slowly the architecture started getting more advanced. Okay, clear everyone? This is till here. I hope that you guys are able to understand in every important topic. Now here comes the question: ki suddenly why? Have you noticed one thing when you guys came to know about ChatGPT? When you guys came to know about ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure you guys must be came to know about this generative AI tools back in 2021 or 2022, if I'm not wrong, right? In this particular year only. I am assuming, again, I'm not sure, but what I'm assuming, you guys must have heard about these particular tools around in 2021 and 22. The reason is basically There are a lot of reasons you can collaborate, connect together, but one of the very important reason is what we can say is quarantine. Remember COVID-19? There was some kind of disease spreaded all over the world after lockdown. Correct, correct. Now, this is just not a, concept which is like not acceptable or something like कि ऐसे ही हो गया. No, there is a very big logic. Why? I'll tell you why. What happened, everything used to work traditional way, like people used to go to work, they used to do implementations and then they update it, right? But अब क्या हुआ, once everyone got this opportunity to work from home, they started using more of internet, they started using more of a cloud platforms where you are saving your data. But I'll tell you how it is connected. I'll come coming to that point. So most of the people were started sharing their data. Most of the people starting sharing of data, how they were, because of the cloud platform, work from home, they're talking through the data, through over the internet, over the networks. They are doing some researches over the Google, and they're trying to do a lot of different inspections, like how we can do this, how we can automate things. They started writing documentaries and all those things. And if you know the very important and key unit of our model, the key ingredient of our LLM or of our any generative AI model is what? Data, right? Now, suddenly, everyone started using AI. Everyone started using internet. They started giving their own data. Ab samjho, if you will give me your data, previously only 10 people used to give me data. Now, almost every company, almost every people are relying on internet sharing their data. Okay. So at that time, models started learning a lot amount of data overnight. एक बार में ही a lot of data started getting fetched, a lot of data getting started learning, the model started learning on those massive data, and then it started giving me the best output. Got it? Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear, everyone? So इसलिए out of nowhere, after the quarantine part, the chat GPT started, or any you can say generative model started getting into boom. And धीरे धीरे nowadays it's growing exponentially. Everyone is aware about exponentially, right? It's like पहले it's slow and suddenly there is a boom, right? 2 to the power x, exponentially growth हो गया. So just because the exponentially growth here happened, so that is why we are now able to get a very good amount of clarity of videos, very good clarities of pictures and everything. This is clear. I hope that first of all you got how much important a data is for any model. Okay, just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Okay, chalo. So this is the very first thing that we got it. Now, second thing is very important is what we call engine. You must be aware about. I hope that you guys are as much interested on bikes or cars as I am, because I'm a huge fan of bike and cars. Okay, I'm so much into the machines. Oh, okay. So let's not go there, and we'll talk about what exactly engine I'm talking about in our generative AI. Anyone who can guess what engine I'm talking about? I am talking about the computational power. Which power? Computational power. Ever heard about? Ever heard about? You can say GPUs. GPU. Ever heard about any gamer in our batch? In any gamer in our session who play games and all those things? Is this also the reason for the full HD video quality? I won't say. See, full HD video qualities and all those things are also one of a very important thing. The image quality depends upon the GPU, and see the same computational power. I can create 360p video, I can create 720p video, I can create 1080p video. अब ये वीडियो बनाने में if you have noticed one thing, what is increasing? Pixels are increasing, right? Pixels बढ़ रहे हैं. If you see, pixels are increasing. So as much pixels you want to create, you want to generate, you have to use more of the models. I'll show you one program. It's one of a program for my AI that I usually used to call. Just one second, guys. I'll show you one program where we used to have some data. I'll show you what exactly we used to do. We used to have a data matrix of 8 by 8. 8 cross 8 matrix we used to get, and that was my pixels, 8 by 8 pixels. Okay, 64p, if I'll say. That pictures we used to feed the data because again it requires a lot of powers and all those things. So I built one model on the AI tool itself, how to build. I'll show you also after some times. But let's understand the overall concepts. Key, what is the second important part? The second important part is engine, where actually GPU comes into the picture. Now, why GPU comes into the picture? Why GPU comes into the picture? Because if you know you're generating a lot of things, generations take powers, and our CPUs are not that much capable. ठीक है हमारे our CPUs that we are having is not that much capable. GPU is having its own different you can say its own virtual RAM, it's having its own fan if you see. And the one that is very much popular, I'll show you. Popular GPUs used to generate or to build, or you can say run LLM. So if you will see, there are a lot of, see, one is this one, right? RTX 4090. I'm not saying the price here, but this is the very basic requirement if you will see. Okay, it is a very basic requirement for the implementing any LLMs, running an LLM on your system. It's a very basic requirement. Acha, now anyone who's aware about what is the price of RTX 4090? Like again, I'm a gamer too. I do play games and I am aware about. For those who are aware about, they must be aware about it. For those who are not aware about, search it and understand. Actually, it's a good price. Okay, so one thing I'll again say कि if we are talking about the second important part, that is what we call engine, and where we actually need to learn about the important GPU. GPU stands for graphical processing unit. Okay, if anyone who's confused about it, GPU stands for what? Graphic processing unit. Okay, how the graphics, the pictures and these things are basically being generated. LLM, I'm going to come to that particular point also. LLM stands for what? Large language model. If I'm saying large, means I'm talking large. Large means huge, I'm talking about. हमारे पास, if you know, in the traditional AI, we used to give 10 you can say thousand, or let's say 1 lakh data we give, 2 lakh data we give. But if we talk about the models who's using generative AI, if I'm talking about LLMs, LLM is being trained over 10 billion, 8 billions parameter. If I talk about here, if I'll show you, because again every time the generative AI concepts are updating, so I always rely on this group itself. So what I'm going to give you an idea. Let's say chat GPT 5 you can say parameter size. I'm just going to give you the parameter size. Again, it has not been given here, but approx it's more than billions. Four or less, I think it's not giving you the correct answer. But if I'll tell you the parameter size or LLM size, I'll say instead of parameters, let's say LLM size approx is going to be around 44 lakh tokens. Now understand, tokens are individual you can say sentences and all those things. Now think about it, guys, think about it. It is LLM is having not one, two, not 100, 4 lakh of these tokens, which actually contributes around, it's more than 8,800 and 8 billions, you can say 8 billion. What I have studied last time is what 8 billion parameters are available for it. So understand, LLM means not small. If I'm saying large, it means that I'm talking about the large one. Okay, so hopefully this is clear key. Data is also important. If you want to run that data, engine is also important. That is what my graphical processing unit. And the very third thing that is very important and being updated recently is what we call as algorithm. Anyone who can tell me what is algorithms? how my model is predicting something, how my order model is generating something, what is an idea of my model, my machine, how it thinks. So that exactly what algorithm is. An algorithm is going to help you in that particular point only. Is it clear, everyone? This is clear. I hope that this is clear to all of you guys. Okay. Some of the popular algorithms that we are having is what we call as transformers. Okay, transformers. And then after that, we are having some of the more famous like encoders. Okay, decoders. Okay, decoders, auto encoders. Don't worry, guys. Everything is mentioned here. If I'll show you, see, this was the core concept 101 that I just taught you right now. Model, the brain, which will be trained on any of the LLMs like GPT-4, Gemini, Llama 3. Llama 3 is from Llama 3. Who developed Llama? Anyone who have any idea? Llama किसने बनाया है? Who built this Llama model? Meta. Okay, Facebook, previously Facebook, Meta created this Llama. Okay, then Gemini, Google, GPT-4, OpenAI. Okay, LLMs are what? Large language model, which is specialized for model training for huge data. And again, if I'm saying huge means huge data text. Okay, that and understand the data and also generate it. Okay, then after that, again, it's a simple analogy prompt. There is one of the very important concept that you should be aware about how to use these models, these everything, these small structures and all those things, how we can use it. So the very important thing is what we call as prompt. Now, have you ever heard about there is something called as prompt engineering? Repeat please, what is algorithm? What is an algorithm? Is basically a step by step approach, Sumit. Okay, how a machine is going to think. Let's say if I want to generate an image of a dog flying in a sky with on a cloud, or let's say a dog is sitting on a cloud. So how my model is going to think to generate that picture, right? So that is what the ideology and that is what algorithm is. Ki what is the step by step approach my model will think to generate any input you will give, that it can be generated. Okay, now prompt. Now here what we call as prompt, where actually it comes very important here. Prompt. Now prompt engineering, you must have heard about prompt engineering. All of you guys must have implemented or heard about prompt engineering. Very much popular right now. Why? Because everyone should know how to write a prompt. You can give, I can also use the same model. You can also use the same model, but I can generate better outputs than you, or maybe you can also generate better output than you. All rely on my prompts. Okay, so this is very important thing that you should be aware about what prompts. Now, prompts are basically also having its own types and all those things. There are different type of prompt engineering we are having. All right. So very first prompt that I would like all of you guys to understand is what we call zero shot. Ever heard about zero shot prompting? So there are basically three type of promptings we are having. One we call as, I think I'm having one file. Just 1 second. I'll share you that file also. Just 1 second, guys. Um, 1 second, guys. Okay. I'll just give you that file also that you can go and read as well, where I have talked about different type of prompting styles. Okay. So here it is. See, these are the files that I did in one of my session itself, where I was taking some of the batch sessions of generative AIs and all those things. So in that particular session itself, I started talking about this prompt and all. So hopefully this is everyone is able to see this particular thing, right? So this is what we call as prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is what a method of providing information to AI so that you can produce some responses. Now there are different type of prompt engineering like zero shot, one shot prompting, okay, few shot prompting, then after that chain of thought prompting, okay, then role prompting and persona plus styling prompting. These are the different type of prompting that you can use. Okay, structure of promptings, like how you can make a structure of prompt and how you can use it, and basically that's all about this prompt engineering that you need to be aware about. We'll talk about one by one. We'll experiment each and every prompt in our LLMs also, so that we can see ki kya differences hai, how it can work here. So we'll see that also. Okay, so no need to worry, ek ek karke we have enough days, we are gonna see all those things. Okay, just like an algorithm for Eliza is to interrogate and provide counseling. Exactly correct. Similarly here, this particular prompting is also going to help me to understand and to make my questions understandable for the machine. Okay, clear? This is what exactly prompting is. Now we'll come to another point here, prompting, but moving to this part where we have discussed till what? Prompt. So prompt, if you will write a bad prompt like tell me about space, it can be anything. Space में बहुत कुछ होता है. But if I write a good prompt like explain me the black holes to a 12-old year using analogy. Analogy means that I used. See, analogy matlab you have to give me some real life examples so that even a child can understand. Right. And then only you will be also able to understand it practically. You can implement it. And that's the beauty of what my you can say LLM, you can say prompt engineering is. Okay, so user is going to give the prompt is going to understand it by the LLMs, and those are going to give you what? Responses. And that's exactly what our core concept 101 says here. Clear? Now, these are some of the AI tools that I have mentioned here, okay? Like Gemini, used for the multimodal, all for including your text, image, audio, video, and everything. It has been available. GPT-4, which is also available, that is of GPT-5. I should update it with GPT-5 because now it has been updated with GPT-5, OpenAI. It's again a powerful chatbot which gives you a lot of different things. And also now there is a code lab also where you can actually write a code and everything and it can generate it. Okay, Anthropic Claude AI is also aware about you guys. Image generation में Mid Journey, one of the best you can say image generation, picture image generation, you can say tool. Then Dali is also one of a very famous one generated by OpenAI, one of the finest image that you can generate. Remember Ghibli art? Everyone thought about Ghibli art, and you must have heard about ki everyone started posting on Instagram Ghibli pictures, animated pictures of their faces and everything. So much trend. So that is also one of a new advanced model of our DALI 3 which included that concept. Okay, acha, one question I'm having from all of you guys. Let's see how many of you guys can give me this idea. What do you guys think? It's completely your thought and your approaches, guys. Tell me one thing. What do you think about this particular concept that there are two type of person I'm having. One person who is basically giving their pictures as a prompt, okay, giving their pictures as a prompt and generating a Ghibli art, okay, and then there is a person who says that I am against of it because I am giving my facial data, right? मैं अपना face का data दे रहा हूँ. I cannot give my face data to my model because my model will learn my face data. Then it can do anything of it, right? बहुत सारे होते हैं, cyber attacks and everything can happen. Then there is this is the one person who is giving a data. Then there is another person who says that no, I won't give, and he started posting on Twitter कि this is illegal, this is wrong, no one should use chat gpt and these tools and all those things. But that person, the having an image on his desktop picture, okay, profile picture, everyone is aware about, right? Desktop picture, profile picture, उनका उसका photo है. That person is having a photo. Now tell me one thing, which one is safe, which one is not safe with this particular Ghibli picture or this facial attention and taking, storing the data of face. Which one is safe, which one is not safe, or can I say both are in the equal state right now? You tell me. What's your take on this particular point? Because if I see giving picture to the prompt and saying it to generate it, it analyzes it. But if someone is posting anything on a social media, can I say that person is also giving its picture and in its the properties and everything? Exactly, both are equal. Now, I'm not saying ki zyada and kam. Why I'm comparing both of them as equal? Because what if I take a screenshot and download this image and give it to the prompt and all these things? Both are not safe. Correct. So I am assuming that you guys are able to understand the analogy and the reason how data is being collected from every single place possible. Twitter guy is a high on risk if his account is public as anyone can access, unlike Ghibli or something. Correct, Bhavna. It's actually a great point that you can see. So hopefully you guys are able to understand this point here. Clear, everyone is able to understand. So data can be collected from different sites, different sources, and you don't even know that. I am talking to you. Maybe have you ever seen ki you're saying you're just thinking about you just searched about I want to buy a guitar. Let's say I want to buy a guitar. Okay. Now, the thing is that ki this guitar I just searched on Google, and then suddenly on my Instagram, suddenly on my Facebook, my YouTube, everywhere I'm seeing the ad of guitar. हुआ है, this happened, right? This actually happens, right? अभी तो देखा था how it is popular, how it is I'm getting everywhere. Now this happened because the data that just Google took it from you has been distributed to the different sources. Okay, like Instagram, Facebook, okay, then different like Twitter, then you can say Snapchat and all those things. ये जाता है YouTube. Okay, clear everyone? ChatGPT is so better than public profile in the Twitter. Can be possible because if you Acha, have you heard about that also? Ki Meta has lost a lot of different data leaking, data breaching happened. So ye bhi hota hai. There's a lot of possibilities, guys. So these all are basically done by what your AI, and these AIs are so much smart that they are also collecting the data from a different sources. Okay, there is a concept of what we call as web scraping, where what we scrap the data from the entire web page and then we take it as our inputs, and उसी से we can check different things. We can take data of any person even though they don't want to share it. I am assuming like most of you guys are from the college, right? How many of you are from the college? Everyone? College, still in the college or passed out of this college? Acha, have you guys ever thought about something called as reports? You must have submitted your reports, right? एक publish करते हैं, we publish something, papers and all those things. We give it to the team and all those things. Something like a community development projects and all those things, right? ये होता है. Everyone must have gone through this assignment कि you guys have to do it and write a report on it and then you have to submit. Now I will ask you. This is one task that I want you guys to do and go and search on it. What to do, guys? Just go and search your name on Google, okay, and then keep scrolling to the pages and pages away pages. Start searching. You might be getting that the report that you submitted to your college is also being published in a different platform. And yes, it is true, guys. You might not be aware about right now, but it actually happened. I searched my name on Google, and because again I prefer that I'm not that much popular right now, I'm not gonna get more of the outputs. But what happened that when I searched my name, I started getting that okay, this is something related to my data. How it is possible in this particular site? I was never heard about this site, and I opened it. My certifications, my pictures, and everything was there. Now that's what colleges are also doing, guys. You might be not aware about it, but the data passing, the data, basically the very important part is what data that is being sent to each and every person one by one. और यही होता है आज के टाइम पे the companies they sell the data, and data is the most expensive thing. Okay, for those who passed out the college, they can also check it. Might be you might get it. एक बार देखना कर जाके, okay? चलो. So this is clear, everyone. Now, what is generative AI? Basically, generative means create something new. Traditional से कैसे different होता है? It trains on the large amount of data that we already seen and examples. Now, there are some core concepts that I would like all of you guys to understand, think about it, okay? What exactly these concepts are, okay? Now, tomorrow, again, I will tell you guys, I'm not gonna take a lot of time of you guys because again, it's a webinar. I just want you guys to be aware about ye topic, the topic that is very much popular right now. Coming into the pictures, what is generative AI? What are the logic behind it? How my models work? Now you know some of the concepts key. First of all, we knew that what models we can use, models, how many models are there? AI can be used in how many different domains? This is what we have understood. The second thing that we have understood here right now, key AI, how it works. Three principal thing. The very first principal thing I can say is our data. The large amount of data, the more data I'll be having, the more better prediction, the more better output, the more clear, crystal clear output I'll be getting. Second thing, the more better GPUs, the more better computational powers you're going to have, the more faster you're going to get all of the values. Okay? All of the values you'll be able to get. And the second thing, the third thing basically is going to be what? The third thing was what? If you remember, our prompt. So you have to be started with your prompt, use a better algorithms like transformers, encoders, auto encoders, okay, cycle GANs, and all those things you can use so that you can actually go on and understand about how the LLM works. Now I'll tell you an overview कि कल क्या करने वाले हैं, what we are gonna do tomorrow, and hopefully from tomorrow the technical issues are not also going to happen. So be chill with it, okay? Tomorrow we are gonna discuss सबसे पहले a basic idea about architecture of our AI models. ठीक है? Now, you can design. If I'm telling you architecture, right? So if you will implement, if you will build your model, you have to design, you have to write your own architectures. हमें architecture बनाने पड़ेंगे. But if I'm talking about the architecture, I am gonna teach you tomorrow an ideology की एक AI model का, one AI model, how the architecture looks like. Is it clear, everyone? Please do let me know. ये कल करते हैं हम लोग. Second thing, we'll talk about some of the famous models like LSTM, okay, and RN. These are some, like, I have already prepared the file that you guys can go through it also. I have already have this file of RNN and prompt engineer. Sorry, RNN, and I think LSTM is not there, right? I'll update the LSTM as well. So I have already updated it. So tomorrow we are going to start learning about what is LSTM and RNN a bit about, and then we'll talk about also prompting, that the examples that I've given you, right? Zero shot, one shot prompting, okay, the persona prompting, and all those things. We'll discuss about those things tomorrow. ठीक है? Is it clear, everyone? ठीक है? अच्छा, tell me one thing. There is one more thing I would like to teach. Maybe if time permits tomorrow, or otherwise in our day three, we'll see. Have you seen कि a lot of companies are currently using their own AI? You must have observed it, right? बहुत सारे कंपनी खुद का AI बना रहे हैं. Right? I am like, if I'm working in a company, my company has its own AI. Now, is it possible to create an LLM? I just want to know from your ideas. Is it possible to create an LLM? What do you think? LLM banana possible है आज? The answer lies here is yes or no, both. Yes is that yes, LLM is, you can generate, you can create your own LLM, but the answer is that you will never reach to the point where the previous LLMs are already there. Okay, this is the one reason. Second reason is that if we are not able to create an LLM on our own right now, am I going to am I never going to use AI for myself? Then the answer is like, no, you can create, you can use LLMs, you can create your own AI that can work on your data personally. Correct, Rakib. And there comes the picture of what we called API, application program interface. So I'll talk about this API also. If you want to build, if you want to make it, I will show you also. That is also very much possible. Okay, so in this case, there are some security risks also we need to tackle, we need to check. So first of all, we'll counter that point, and once those once those pointer will be done, and then we'll be having these ideas on all. Okay, so एक बार we'll understand about what LLM is, what is the architecture of LLM, how we give the data. Data is stored in what format? You must be heard about database. SQL database, NoSQL database. Anyone who can give me the name of any example of SQL database and any one example of NoSQL database? Use previously built LLM and modified for specific use. Very correct, Rakib. And that's exactly what we do. Correct. And that's what we call as RAG, retrieval model, okay? Generation model. Okay, yeah. ठीक है. So anyone who can give me the idea of what SQL and one example of SQL and NoSQL? MS SQL, correct. Microsoft SQL, MySQL, correct, is what my SQL example. NoSQL, MongoDB, famous, very famous, MongoDB. Great. SQL, NoSQL. Ever heard about vector database? Let me see how many are aware about it. Vector database, vector DB. Ever heard about vector database? If you guys are aware about vector database, congratulations. You are almost already aware about how you can build your own model. Very first thing. But if you're not aware about it, again, no worries. We are having a day for that also. We will discuss about vector DB and attention mechanisms, the concept on which my model works. Okay? The very famous example of vector DB is what? Pinecone. Also, ChromaDB is both are my one of the famous vector database. Okay, because whenever you train your model, we'll never give a data like a parameters like this. We always give the model data, this model data into a vectorized format. Hamesha, always my model will understand, my generative AI models will understand the vectorized data. Okay, and there comes the concept of some technical concept I'm going to use, which we call as what? Eigenvalues and eigenvectors. These are the important concepts. These concepts comes into this particular scenario here. So hopefully it is clear to everyone, and I am assuming that you guys are able to understand the concept for today, right? So what we are going to cover tomorrow? Tomorrow we are going to see that what are LLMs, how the LLMs are built, some architecture of these LLMs, and some AI models, how it works, and then we will move for prompting using different types of prompting, and we'll use different models also. कल हम लोग ना क्या करेंगे कल? We'll try to build different like Gemini model also, we'll use OpenAI model also, we'll use DeepSeek also, and we'll talk a depth about these models, how I can use it. Okay, chalo. So I'm confused about the attendance things. No need to worry, no need to worry. All the records are getting saved here. Okay, so whatever the views, and I think I'm not sure about, but I think the team is going to help you in that one. Okay, it's a webinar, so attendance ke liye you guys don't have to worry about it. Okay, still take care, and no need to worry. So when the Power BI or ChatGPT crash course is going to start, Janvi, it's a very great thing. Soon only we're gonna start that as well. No need to worry. I'm gonna contact to the team. They will help you in that. We're gonna start a new one itself. Take care. Chalo. All right, guys. I hope that this particular session brings something to you, some ideology, some what you guys understood about what AI is, generative AI is, and kaise it's different from our traditional AI, right? जो predictive AI था. So I hope that this session brings some ideology and some clear concepts what exactly we're going to see in our day 2. Will go a bit more deep, थोड़ा सा और interesting होगा, because we're going to see the pictures generating, right? We're going to see how the Hugging Face and the model work. Okay, so more practical we'll see, the more able to understand. थोड़ा theory था today, so hopefully you guys must be able to understand it. Okay, chalo, thank you so much guys, that's all for today. Sir, apply for the training when it will be. Minali, I think it will, you can just ask from the support team, support@eddyglobe.com. They will help you with that. Okay, rest, I hope that the session was somewhat great for you, and see you there in the next session guys. Thank you so much, have a great day, enjoy, and we'll see you each other in the next session. Okay, all right guys, chalo, take care guys, bye bye, see you.